For January the 2nd, 2015, we talk about the PSN outages, Super Smash Bros. Wii U, I guess is what you call that game, and Far Cry 4. Welcome to the 88th level.
My name is Kole Ross.
I'm Dennis Furia.
My name is David Smith.
And I'm Ben Merkel.
And you're listening to The Level. It's a podcast for people who love video games. You're going to notice that we sound different tonight, that there's a different energy in the air. It's far more palpable because we are all in the same room and also recording into a tiny handheld Sony recorder.
And having palpitations.
Yeah, yes. we have the shock paddles ready just in case things get real.
Yeah, right now we're standing around like a small wooden table. It's sort of dimly lit. The light's flickering because there's
a fan. Are we
on
a date? Is this a date?
I feel like
Cole just gave us beer.
I feel like Cole is about to tell us, you might be wondering why I've asked you all to come here.
And you also might be wondering where the antidote is. Yeah. So I apologize if the audio quality is not up to the usual standard that we offer, but it was more important to hang out than to set up gigantic microphones and such. But this is a good recorder, so I feel pretty good. Dennis, you kicked ass on the Christmas gifts, I have to say.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys like those.
Yeah, describe what you got us.
Framed, kitschy cross stitches, done in the style that you would mostly see Bible verses in, only the verse is the episode title, and the citation is the actual numbered episode. So, it's a little bit of home for you guys.
We should go around and say the title names. So, Dennis found out about it, I think, 3 episodes ago when we did the Survey Monkey.
Even before I sent you guys a text, it was when we had done Game of the Year stuff, and I was like, I knew yours. Yours was easy, and it was from last season, so it wasn't going to show up in Toady voting. But I had a couple, and I had a couple picked for you guys. And I picked the right ones. I picked the ones that you chose, but I panicked and checked anyway. Yeah.
That's why everything's so rubby.
Jen, you want to join the podcast?
Oh. Sorry.
No, that was a legitimate.
You totally can.
Honestly, if Luke is down, you want to podcast with us?
Sure.
All right. Woohoo.
That sounded confident.
Yeah.
No, so are we gonna go around and say which ones we went with?
Well, you were in the middle of...
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
What was I in the middle of?
Oh, you were explaining...
Sorry, I've had a couple of beers.
You guessed, and then you guessed right, and then
I guessed right, yeah. And so then I got the things for you guys.
Should I have secretly bought you one of those?
No, you're fine.
Did you read the set?
Which one would you have gotten me?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I got you the one that I was drunk on, but that was when it was under the riddle tree, whatever.
Yeah. It was on under the riddle tree.
It would have been just one word in a cross stitch.
Bowser sounds.
Yeah, Bowser. I forgot about that.
How could you forget?
I don't know how I could.
How could you remember?
Yeah.
So Ben got...
I can't believe it's not people. I'm going to put it in my kitchen. So
I got, you do need corpses to some extent. I'm excited because I'm TAing a course next term. So I really want that to be like on my desk, the first thing any undergrads that come to ask me questions see.
And I got, forget it, Jake, it's just a turtle. Which was, oh my gosh, so good. I'm going to hang it in my bathroom, actually. So I see it every day.
Good.
And take notice of it every day. There's a reason. There's a rhyme, a reason, and a system for everything. You probably heard we have been joined by Jen.
Hello.
Hello. Yes. Who was kind enough to host us here.
That's a kick-ass lasagna.
Yes. Casa Furia. So
I mean, podcasting, it really requires a substantive dinner ahead of time.
Yeah.
Gotta carb up.
Yeah. Gotta make sure there's as much heavy cheese on the vocal cords as possible. Yeah.
That's the secret to a good lasagna.
Yeah, I know. It's exactly.
Vocal cord
crap ton of cheese.
You didn't go heavy on the ricotta, and for that I appreciate it.
There was no ricotta.
Okay, cool.
It was cottage cheese.
That's fine. Yeah. I don't like a lot of the curds. Just give me the...
Just the way?
Anybody? Just the way. How was everybody's Christmas?
Was good.
pretty damn spiffy.
Spiffy. I haven't heard anyone use the word spiffy in a very long time.
I'm
You are
bringing
not a
back
listener to the
spiffy.
podcast.
I only hear what drifts upstairs as Dennis is talking loudly.
yeah,
So
yeah.
apparently Dennis is not the contributor of the word spiffy to the podcast.
He doesn't have enough spiff.
According to the transcripts, 90% is David. And then the other 10% is the echo from people's headphones. Nice. Cool. Well, we're going to do kind of a abbreviated episode because the night is still young, and we're going to be doing some multiplayer stuff. Literal multiplayer.
Yeah. Which, if you're hearing about it now for the first time, you missed it. Sorry.
Yeah.
But I anticipate, I like to stream stuff. I could see doing this in the future, so just keep your ear to the ground.
Definitely. So yeah, let's jump right into The Brief, where we talk about things that we've been looking at in the world of video game news. There we go. Good save, Cole. I don't have a story because there's been shit all.
There's no
news.
screen in front of me right now. I can't.
Yeah.
I have to look people in the
Does
eye.
that mean you cheat?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I cheat too.
Cheater, cheater.
It's usually even more cheap because usually at least two of us find the story while other people are finding the story.
Someone go first so I can search on my phone.
So for the brief, they can just go to polygon.com and read the...
Jen, you got one prepared, I hear.
Jeez, that is unfair. That is unfair.
In case you didn't hear it, that was a death glare that I just gave my husband.
Yeah, normally you can't hear that, but for that one, I think you might.
There's an audible sound.
Weirdly, it's like an EMF kind of thing happening.
But I actually have a minor one. Sony, has continued its perfect record for each new, system they release. They have to have PlayStation Network get hacked. So, it was down all basically Christmas weekend, and I forget. It kind of looked like at first maybe people thought it was related to the whole pseudo North Korea thing, but then with some hacker group that's named after an animal.
Yeah, it's like lizard men or lizard folk or whatever, and then there's a white hat counter group who is furiously hacking against them, and everybody's taking credit for everything else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I mean, sucks to be in the middle, but I'm kind of happy to live in a world where there's a group of cyber vigilantes trying to keep us safe.
I guess. Are they the hero we need or the hero we deserve? Watch Dogs 2. But the crazy part of that is, it went down on, Christmas Day. Yeah. Which it was going to anyway. Xbox Live went down on Christmas Day, too. Mm. That...
Was Xbox not hacking related? Because they took credit for everything.
Yeah, I think Xbox Live was oh no guys, totally the hack source. Not our servers, totally hack source.
Yeah. It's shitty because it went down on Christmas Day. Means that people who are not planning on working on Christmas Day were working on Christmas Day to fix it. I think. Yeah. I don't care if some 13-year-old doesn't get to play Destiny right away. But I do care that costs people time that they could have spent with their families. So,
can I ask a question because I don't know if everyone is pretentious as my husband? Is everyone else here a PS3 snob?
No.
4 snob?
I'm a PS4.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say no. You have to understand. We all.
Yeah. I'm actually the only one in this group that doesn't own a PS4.
Yeah, that's actually.
That's the funny part.
Well, no, and contractually you can't. You have to buy an Xbox One.
I'll die first
to round out the coverage.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Is you guys are talking about Xbox, but I'm pretty sure there's not a really good balance in there.
No,
I have a PS4 because of Bloodborne. Given unlimited funds, I would probably have all of them.
Yeah,
Does anyone have a Wii U?
No, I would really like to have one actually.
Okay, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
because again, my husband is pretentious when it comes to video games.
It's so good to have an outsider perspective on the show.
To call me to the carpet.
Not outside.
Be nice to the rest of you, yeah.
Yeah, no, I have a bias towards PlayStation, although I've owned both and have had both stolen. So,
so you
Which one did you miss more?
exactly?
I know. I think the constant is the thieves seem to be more consistently successful in stealing Xboxes. So I'm going with PS3s. It's kind of like driving a Reliant K, because that's the car that statistically is least likely to be carjacked or stolen or whatever.
Because it's Christian rock?
Well, you know.
The new Reliant K alarm system. They're like,
Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you.
That laugh was
It would be
part
really
of it.
demoralizing for a thief to be told that.
Yeah,
over and
maybe that's the
over.
moment he turns his life around.
It's a little last minute conversion there.
And then he gets a Lifetime movie.
Well, like it's weird that you bring that up, because kind of along those lines, and even with the Sony and interview thing, there's like this big list of the most torrented television shows and movies out there, like this pseudo negative land version of the bestseller. Excuse me, didn't mean to burp. The pseudo negative land version of like the bestseller list, like what was most popular for people who didn't feel like paying for things. You know,
Which strikes me as a little weird, because, like, at least on TV shows, because do any of the major networks not stream their stuff for free now?
well, if you look at the most popular one for stealing was Game of Thrones. And HBO, even though they
HBO
do
does.
stream, they're the most restrictive
Okay, that
against
makes
that. But number 2 was Walking Dead, which also doesn't have a very good streaming option. So
You're talking about cable shows. Some people
Yeah.
are poor and don't pay for cable.
yeah,
Like the
Also,
Fury
some people
House.
have plenty of money and don't pay for cable because they're too busy paying for Netflix, Hulu Plus.
exactly.
I just know, like, all the cable shows I like, by which I mean, like, superhero shows, because I
That's
don't
all there is
like-
now?
Yeah. Is those are all stream free, so I still don't pay for them and still watch them legally.
That wasn't like I didn't have anything to say about that. I think it's bad to steal things, but you know, it's just one of those.
Do you
Riddle
feel
stories.
that that's going to be your unpopular opinion for the year when
Yes,
we get to the
yes.
Cody stealing is bad?
Stealing things is bad. Yeah, people should probably be paid for the content they make.
That's a rather
They make or they consume?
controversial.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, also probably bad to take down networks, which as of yesterday, I think it was, as of this recording, I wasn't completely sure we'd be able to do any sort of multiplayer.
See, mine's still down.
Oh, because you're a PS4.
Well, I
I would just like to
PS3
see.
fanboy now. Yeah.
No. PlayStation Vita fanboy, because that motherfucker lasted. I don't know why I paused it, because my wife is here. That motherfucker lasted the entire time, didn't get touched. So.
Huh.
Yeah, no, I think it's just, you know, whenever something comes up, it doesn't come up across the board, and I'm probably, you got, sometimes contact exploits. So, I mean, it's nothing major, but yeah, mine's still down.
Yeah, I had a terrible situation. I got the Blu-ray box set of Twin Peaks over
That
over
is a
Christmas.
terrible
So that-
situation.
I love it. It's great. Yeah, no, but apparently, so PS4, pretty good video game system. Shitty Blu-ray player, because do you know what you have to do before you can put a Blu-ray in it and play it? You have to download an update.
Oh no!
Like to get the verification. So all I want to do is watch some dead girl wrapped in plastic, and I get a little bloop. You need to connect to the network. Can't connect to the network. I'm sorry. This gift that your mom bought you can't enjoy it. Neener, neener, neener. Those
Wait,
are
can
the
we
exact
talk about
words.
the fact that your mom bought you a dead girl wrapped in plastic?
Yours doesn't. It's a Twin Peaks joke.
They don't actually ship like anything on the disc anymore. They're just blank, and the entire thing is a day one update, right? I want to make sure we're all on the same page.
There's
That's
just
what happens, right?
It's a webcam inside. They see the label of the disc. It sends over to a dude in Sony headquarters. He whispers into an intricate series of pipes that amplifies it, and then the people shovel the video in, and then it gets sent out to you.
There's a little man inside your TV, right?
Yeah.
They act everything.
Well, it's
Flintstones,
important to
a bird.
realize, though he's shouting into a series of pipes and tubes, he is not shouting for them to load up a truck.
True. Huh. Is that not Ray Stevenson? He's the musician. I always forget the extremely powerful person who
Who said that?
Yeah,
He's dead now.
Yeah, he dead.
You don't say his name
So
anymore?
powerful, then.
Yeah,
You can't speak his name.
yeah, he died like every Alaska senator in a plane crash.
It's a long-standing tradition.
Look it up. I was about to say it's like an Eskimo funeral, but any other news stories? Because I got shit.
I had to interact with you guys instead of furiously Googling, so...
Yeah, we're all standing around this
Yeah,
table.
why are you all standing?
I started it. I opted to stand because I stand while we record anyway.
See, and I'm taking a stand against
Standing?
a stand against peer pressure by sitting.
You stood at first, but then you chickened out.
Yeah.
I don't mean to call you out.
Sorry, me doing the.
You have to say we got a badass here.
Yeah. Me doing that gesture. I cannot pronounce that word. I'm sorry.
Right, Jester?
The grind.
We're going to skip the multiplayer this week because of our strange circumstances as we record. We're going to go right to the grind, where we talk about the games we've been playing over the past, 2 weeks now, right? Because last week was holiday or something like that. So let me kind of throw off to the group. There's an awful lot happening in this room right now. I'm going to choose to avoid bringing up. So I'm going to ask you, Ben, what you been playing?
So, we talked earlier about nobody being interested in the Wii U. I got to play the Wii U this past week. And more importantly, I got to play Super Smash Brothers, the new Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U.
Of course.
So, it was pretty awesome. I was impressed by it.
How many players?
It was at a Christmas party, so there were 8 players. So we were
Alright.
full capacity. The only thing is we had a child playing, so we kept it on time instead of stock.
Right.
So we were being, kind of friendly with the gameplay, so that was fine. But no, it was a lot of fun. First impression is it seems like the new characters are slightly overpowered.
Duck Hunt Dog and what else?
Yeah, so some of the new characters, there's Pac-Man. He's the only exception. He doesn't seem that great.
But he probably makes a wah sound a lot.
Yeah, the charming thing is that his over A move, he waka-wakas the people that he's attacking.
Oh.
And
Does he turn into classic Pac-Man when he does that?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's like a 2D.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he normally 3D?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's actually really awesome.
And he's similar to Olimar, where his moves are he throws Ghost out in either direction instead of Pikmin. So he's not that interesting though, or he didn't seem to be that powered. But my favorite character is the Punch Out. I think his name's Mike, maybe. But
Little Mac, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike was the guy you're trying to punch
That's
out,
Mike
right?
Tyson.
Yeah.
Well, they changed his last name.
Yeah, Mr. Dream.
Mike Dyson.
Okay. Yeah, Mike.
Somebody we went to high school with, who I'm sure doesn't listen. So
It is going to sue us for using his name without copyright.
cool dude. But continue.
Yeah, so it's Lil Mac from Punch Out.
Uh-huh.
He's really awesome. His neutral A move, when you jam it, you just punch somebody like a whole lot, and they can't get out of it, and it was pretty
Give him the
satisfying.
rope.
Wait, a fighting game where you actually fight?
Yeah.
What?
It's impossible.
Or even crazier, a fighting game that actually has a fighter in it.
Yeah. Somebody who's born to fight, yeah.
Yeah, he's got the fight in him.
And then Mega Man was pretty good. And then there's Duck Hunt. The funniest, well, I don't know whether or not to include this joke or not, but the funniest thing about Duck Hunt is if you just select the name over and over again, there's a joke there. So just try that out. You'll figure it out. But, yeah, Duck Hunt was super overpowered, though. It's like the dog from the video game with the bird. And basically a lot of their attacks...
What else was there?
For the new characters?
There's a guy.
No, in the
Like, there was a
game.
dog, there was a bird, and there was a tree.
There was an implied gunman.
There's a tree making an appearance.
No.
Yeah, there's the lone gunman on the grassy knoll.
Yeah, dude, that's what a lot of what there is. Is just gunshot reticles will appear and then it gets shot.
Really?
There. Yeah,
That's awesome.
So, like,
Wow.
Yeah,
So that's a one-up on the Ice Climbers, where there's three implied characters as opposed to...
what do you mean? There's 3 for Ice Climbers?
Yeah. Well, no, there's 2 of the Ice Climbers, and then there's Dog, Duck, and Gunman.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah.
I'm getting
Wait.
metatextual here, so.
No, that's fine.
So is the taunt for the dog him like doing the laugh thing? Because that would be totally appropriate.
That would be appropriate. I'm not sure. I didn't go through all the
It
time.
can't be anything else. Like, that's the only thing it can be.
But and there's one move where he like throws a can and like you have to like juggle it and it explodes over. But yeah, that seemed to be a cool character. But otherwise, it's a lot of standard characters. They took out Ice Climbers. So that's not in this one. And I think the rationale was they didn't want to have 16 characters on the screen.
Yeah.
But I mean, Duck Hunt seems to be 2 characters, so I don't know.
I think that the rationale for the Ice Climbers was that it was running very poorly on the 3DS version, and they wanted to retain parity between the two of them.
Oh, okay.
Can you play it across the two?
I don't know if you can play across them, but they wanted to be as similar as possible.
I also feel like, at least it seems to me, kind of the core of the game is kind of do cool video game matchups, and as cool as the characters were, like, no one cares about, like, Ice Climbers as, like, video game characters outside of Smash Bros.
I assume they were from a video game called Ice Climbers.
Yes, it was like an arcade game, right?
Yeah, it was like one of Nintendo's like early 80s ventures. Like it would be the same as if they said, and a new challenger appears, Balloon Boy, or whatever his name was. I'm sure it wasn't Balloon Boy.
It's like Polygon Man as the final boss in PlayStation All-Stars.
Right. Wow. Okay.
Who?
That's the dumb party fighting game that I know. So.
Okay, cool. I have to tell you that every time you bring up the PlayStation fighters, it sounds like the Soviet equivalent. Yes, it's video game fights.
We have that. We do that thing. I have that. It's totally the same.
I'm sure it's a perfectly fine game, but like every time you do, it's like whenever a British person brings up like their weird.
Version of The Office, the non.
It's okay. I can beat him in either version of the fighting game. So
This is true.
Yeah, I was bummed. They did take out Snake from the new Smash Bros.
Really? That's kind of unfortunate.
How did
Especially
he get in the
because...
first place? Did he just sneak in?
Oh. It's especially because my understanding, at least, I actually this week stumbled into the Smash Bros. Wiki, and that's like a bottomless pit from which no light can escape, like reading all the like in-depth things. But apparently his character was all based on like the grab attack, which sounds really awesome, like as a mechanic. So that's kind of too bad they took him out.
Yeah.
Tell me about the stages, because in all the people talking about this, I've not heard anybody talk about how the actual field of play is improved
all
or different.
Final Destination.
Yeah, because why would you play on anything else?
God damn it. You guys know exactly how to make me angry. I'm serious. Like, is it...
Yeah, I honestly don't remember a lot of the stages. Like, they weren't that impactful. There was one where I think it might have been a WarioWare game, maybe, like, was the setting. But it was essentially like Final Destination, where it was just platform,
But that'd be cool if, like, if it was a WarioWare game and they changed it.
Oh,
Every couple of beats, it gave you a
They already did that, I think, in the Wii Brawl version.
Oh, yeah?
And that one was cool, too, because what it would do is it would say, like, jump or something like that, and characters had to do that action, and the ones who did would get an upgrade, and the ones who didn't would get, like, something detrimental happen to them.
So, like, every cool idea I have, it's not actually an idea, it's just a thing I remembered but forgot.
Yeah.
What was it? Power Stones has done it all before?
Power Stones was awesome.
Why do you pluralize that?
Was there only one?
It just one.
Wait, wasn't the title, though? Because there are multiple Power Stones.
Well, yeah, the title was Power Stone.
So it was awesome. Power Stones is... that's not how grammar works.
No, that's not how grammar work at all.
The level of podcast for people who love grammar.
Sorry, no, I just... As we established with the bros debacle. This one, it's like a Wikipedia away, but it's more fun if I don't look it up. I'm pretty sure Power Stone isn't pluralized.
That would be the cause of the level schism, is the pronunciation of BROS.
Yeah, get this, listeners. Earlier, Dennis dropped a Venture Bros on me.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be a cock about this.
Wait. Are you saying you should...
That's the only way he ever says brothers, though.
Yeah.
When he talks about his brothers in flesh, the bros.
Yeah. The bros.
Yeah,
Okay.
Which he's not a frat boy,
Right.
listeners.
No, I understand.
That's probably the closest thing this show has to a frat boy, though, looking around the group.
I mean, we're technically
I was technically in a fraternity, that's right, yeah.
Business major?
I
don't need to bring up
in a business. Maybe I'm the most frat. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, if we're talking
Maybe I'm the most frat.
and frat relativity.
I'm the frat relative Continuum. But no, wait. Are you saying you should say brothers or you should say bro?
I'm saying the BS is silent.
Like I saw, yeah. So I saw a Venture Bro cartoon.
No, Venture Brothers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, you're wrong.
Wait. But so for Broforce, would you maintain that is Brother Force?
That doesn't end in an S dot.
Fist pound. Oh wait, I am the most bro.
Okay, wait. But the sequel was the Expendabros, so you would establish that should be the Expendabrothers.
I'm pretty sure if we look at the way that is stylized, there is no dot at the end of Expendabros. Okay, so therefore it is meant to be the word bros, not an abbreviation of the word brothers, which every other human besides you says.
No, did we do a Survey Monkey on this? Lots of other humans.
Did we just have a grammar lesson in a podcast?
Oh,
Yeah, to be fair, I think I've always pronounced it Venture Bros.
Yeah, you'll be lucky that's the only grammar lesson in this episode.
And no longer standing.
Poor Kole.
I just collapsed, defeated into a couch.
So getting slightly back on topic.
No, I have a joke.
Okay, go.
No, I just imagine that the Expendabrothers is the Expendabros, only it's just in sepia tone. Okay, continue. No, that's all.
Well, golly gee, church, Christmas, we gotta take out this terrorist.
Terrorist.
Taking us back on the topic.
Just in terms of like stages, alpha stage. Do you guys remember Pokemon floats from was it Melee?
Yeah, I do remember that one.
Yeah.
I'm like the inverse Smash Brothers fanboy because I played Melee the least.
Okay.
So I never played that. I never played that stage.
It's basically like it's vaguely in the clouds and there's like giant like Pokemon, but it's not like giant living Pokemon. It's just like
giant dead Pokemon.
The end of Batman, but with Pokemon.
Yeah.
Carcassonne.
Is that what happens to Carcassonne?
Yes, they float.
Is that what that board game's about?
You do in fact need Pokemon carcasses to some extent. No, like just like giant Pokemon-shaped platforms that just kind of floating around in the entire...
Oh, it's the Macy's Day Parade.
Yeah, basically. And the stage, like, it's moving camera. The camera's constantly moving, so you have to jump. Yeah. But it makes no sense, and it's the worst level ever.
Huh. And the floats will interact with you, like some will shoot fire, I think, and
that's cool.
There's like a slowpoke tail that unfolds so that you can get to being on camera and stuff. Yeah.
But it unfolds slowly.
Yes. Yeah, so the new Smash was fun. I think I'll probably play it before I head home. So,
what were you playing it on? Like, what controller wise?
I think it was a GameCube controller, so it was a traditional controller.
Nice.
But what's cool is one person was playing on the Wii U like controller proper, and so they could just look at the screen on the controller and play off of that. You know, so that helps for seating arrangements around the TV when you have 8 players. So.
Man, that's crazy. I couldn't even imagine how to fit like 8 people in my living room.
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, just along those lines, was it hard to keep track of where you were, or
not too much? There's a few times where you could lose your character, but everyone customized their name because it's pretty easy to do that while you're playing, and so it's pretty easy to follow where you are. I always
you just have like an arrow over your head with your name the whole time.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't think it's one of those things where it's not obvious, so it's not like in the way.
Yeah,
I don't know if they conditionally turn it on or not.
It's not obvious, but it's apparent.
Yeah,
and it's almost one of those things like, not to be like, I realize this sounds dumb, but it's like you stop seeing it. Once you get into the game, that just becomes that's part of the backdrop.
Yeah, it's like your nose or glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's cool. I played a little bit of. If there are any more questions,
no. I am satisfied.
I played
acceptable.
I played a little bit more of Dragon Age Inquisition, but kind of same thing going on. Just questing, sending people out.
Are you still enjoying it, or is this a Watchdog situation?
No, it's not bad. It's from the beginning, it's a BioWare RPG, so it's just long, So
this is damnation by weak praise. The game.
No, it's not bad. I'll say if a game is bad,
Okay.
But so just long though. So there's like a lot of things you have to do. So
Yeah.
What are you
So
doing
would
right
you
now?
say you?
So Dennis just asked what he's doing right now.
So sending people out to do missions, taking over a desert region that has a canyon in it.
So when you say you're sending people out to do missions, this is the game, if I recall, where it proceeds in real time. So like it's hourly, so you can check back in and send people out.
Yeah. So there's like a kind of like a mini mechanic in it where it's the Inquisition, where it's like your set of 3 different advisors.
Yeah.
And you can look at the world map and like look at different areas. And as you explore areas of the map, it'll come up. There might be like problems that come up. Like one example is like you go to one spot of the map and there's a bunch of like toxic gases everywhere. And so what you can do is you can like mark a flag there, and then it'll open up an objective where they need to build a bridge or construct a bridge there to get past. So you have to go back to the Inquisition.
So like we need to do with Detroit.
Sure, I don't know. But so what you can do is you can go back to the Inquisition, have one of your advisors take on this mission, but it takes like, a day of real time or something like that. The time will vary.
You said the Inquisition like it's a place, not a thing.
It's like, the Inquisition is what they call your group, and so it's like...
It's your collective.
yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty unexpected. So, yeah, I want to call it right now. I think the whole, like, real-time, like, sending out your troops to do things, I think that's going to be this year's video game fad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because World of Warcraft just implemented that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, with the drainer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in Assassin's Creed, it's had
Very
that forever.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, but like in a more... That was like pinned to gameplay, right? I did it, and I liked it, but I only remember it going.
It might have been
on.
pinned to gameplay, so I don't know.
I mean, like I could see this being a thing where they would roll that into a mobile app, like sign in to your Dragon Age Inquisition keeper, your attendant, so you can send people out. Because like I might actually get annoyed by logging into my PS4 like before work, so I can have people ready.
Aren't you guys describing Farmville?
Yes, that's exactly like the energy. That is a very apt comparison, Jen.
That's not the bullshit, man.
Yep.
So, I mean, the good thing about the mechanic is it kind of gives more relevance to what the institution you're working for is, so it kind of like shows the like power they have or what they can do. But having it a time length attached to every action feels like an arbitrary wall, though. Yeah. So that's kind of one thing that's upsetting about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm really kind of disappointed though that it's called Inquisition, you're in the Inquisition, but there's no, like, torturing people or burning heretics or something like that. And I'm sort of joking, but also, like, I'm kind of disappointed because that would kind of be an interesting, that could actually result in more choices that didn't suck.
No, yeah. So there is a judgment mechanic in it. Where
really?
Yeah, since you're the kind of the king of this thing, there is a mechanic there that scratches that itch.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Scratches that torture itch?
Yeah. Logs that back.
It flays the skin from that desire. I don't know, like, this is like a 15-minute spoiler, so I'm going to put it out here and everybody has that. Not like for the next 15 minutes into the game. Like, I was very satisfied with the way that they divorced the Inquisition from the actual chantry, like from the church, to, because that actually, like, walking into it, I was like, well, I'm sympathetic to the mages in this meta struggle that they have across the entire series. I don't want to work for the church, but the way they broke that apart was actually pretty cool to me. And so I can see that playing into what David's saying about, like, you deciding which way you want to play it. Mm-hmm. You're not walking into this with an in-baked set of institutional values. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
BioWare does that really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, in Mass Effect 2, you're working for Cerberus, but you're kind of your own wing within that, so you don't have to be, like...
Not necessarily willingly.
Well,
you're working for a demon dog?
And you can work against them, too.
Yeah. So... Yeah, I'm really excited. I need to get like further in my assignment play before I can really like bite into it. I think that's something I need to like focus on.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing in Inquisition right now?
Oh, I got to the map where I have a choice to go one way or another in terms of deploying people. And I was like, this is too much game for me right now. I need to put it away. So in Inquisition, I am literally just oh, the game opened up, so I'm going to put this away for now.
I can't take this responsibility, man. Why you always asking me questions?
I played I played far enough into it to talk about it on the Dork Night, and that was it.
You've seen just enough of this game to panic.
A little bit, yeah. It's kind of like, oh, this actually would really benefit from undivided attention, which I cannot give it right now. It's like a child or a pet in that way.
Yeah, there's kind of a sweet spot for games for how long it takes for them to open up. Mm-hmm. Like Final Fantasy 13 is a corridor for the first 60 hours. Unacceptable.
60 hours?
Like,
Jesus.
Well, for Final Fantasy that's 20. Like the first third.
Okay.
But no, yeah, I mean, you're probably right. But I mean, so, it's a corridor.
Wait, I love how in Final Fantasy it's apparently relevant for Kole to say 60 hours. I mean, 20 is completely reasonable.
To be fair, one of those numbers is 3 times bigger than the other.
Still, though, the fact that
still a lot of hours.
It has 0 on it, and that's intimidating. Yep. But that stays a quarter for way too long. And then some games, like you're talking about with Inquisition, it's just like immediately you can do anything. I think actually, upon reflection, Saints Row 4 has this problem as well. Mm-hmm. And so you just kind of shut down because there's too much.
Is that the game you stole from Kole?
It's the game that I gave to him in exchange for the game that he stole from me when I was drunk 3 years ago.
So it's
advantage of your inebriated state.
Yeah. So it's not the game that Dennis stole from Kole. It's the game that Dennis extorted from Kole.
Yeah.
But there's you need that. It's not a tutorial. It's just an area of relatively defined boundaries.
Yeah.
To get your footing.
And I think that, sorry, this is now the podcast about Saints Row. I think that goes back to kind of what we're talking. Saints Row 4 is a sequel to Saints Row 3. Because Saints Row 3 was very much like shit goes down and then you get your team together. Mm-hmm. And that was very much once you get your team together, that's when it opens up and it's kind of,
There's something to be said for enough restriction to make you want more. So that by the time you get it, you actually wanted what you got.
I feel like you guys need an S&M safe word or something. What are you talking about these?
Sorry.
I'm not sure what to make of that.
Write it if you want the level to always have a peanut gallery.
Also, quick pseudo multiplayer, not multiplayer, whatever. What would the safe word be for the level?
Yeah, we should do a survey monkey on that one.
Yeah, we probably should. It needs to be the thing we talk about the least. Might I propose video games?
I think that's it. I can't argue with that.
So that's cool. Do you have all your characters and stuff? Is everybody kind of rolled in yet?
Yeah, so I know some people will rotate among the characters that they have, but typically I have the 3 people that I like and 1 that I can replace whenever I get a better person of that class. Yeah. So I just roll with the same people every time and just one of the complaints I have is the item system. So this is one thing that I really appreciated about Destiny is the item mechanic, upgrading your items to whatever the best one is. It was a really simple process. It was quick. You didn't have to worry about managing a couple different things, or rifling through all these items that you had. And the one nice thing too is it was really easy to break down the items that you had in Destiny, and you would get rewards for that. So that was a great system. But Dragon Age Inquisition, it's kind of like a bear. You have to you collect items for a couple hours, and then you're okay, I'll go through and figure out which one's the best sword, give it to my guy, and then I go to a merchant and then sell everything else, and then I have to do the same thing again every 2 hours. Yeah. So that's one annoying mechanic of the game. But
it turns into accounting.
Yeah.
You would think in a world where you literally have alchemists, it would be easier to convert your items into gold.
Yeah.
So pour a little bit of mercury on this, and we're all set.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. Neat.
So I'll keep going, trudging on.
Cool.
Once you. So I've been doing a lot of exploration of all the auxiliary plots and the worlds and stuff. Yeah. But once you get to a story mission, it's a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. But I guess since I'm trying to be a completionist on it, it's kind of.
So are the side missions bad then, or
it's not that they're bad? It's just kind of it's like the story missions are very concentrated gameplay, so like shit goes down, so it's like really intense and really fun. But then like the side missions are just kind of like
pick 30 willow flowers.
It's not completely dull, but it's definitely a slower paced gameplay than the story. So, yeah.
It can't be anything that has too much impact.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I think that with the preponderance of open world games, that are available right now, in general and in specific, the preponderance of open world games that are on my backlog, I really need to get used to being critical path Johnny, in terms of like I just need to follow the main path and then take diversions when they are kind of most tempting.
Yeah.
Or as a means to level up when the critical path gets too intense.
like when it's obvious that like, okay, I need to like stop here and take a breath and collect some thistleweed or whatever the fuck David said.
So are you now going to actually name your primary character Critical Path Johnny?
Well, you're trying to name this episode Critical Path Johnny, and I don't have my text file here, so I'm going to have to, like an animal, type it into my phone.
You do that, Cole. You type that in like an animal.
Safe word.
Jesus. Man.
Wait, are we just the most unclear people ever? Our safe word is safe word?
Well, it's most efficient. Everybody knows what you're talking about.
There's no ambiguity. It's safe.
Yeah. I don't like this like harsh insight that Jen's presence has brought to the nature of our conversation. I've been trying to avoid that for years. Cool.
So, I was going to say, so both of you have been playing Dragon Inquisition.
Not actively over the time that we've been on, break.
Cole is
No
inquisitive
segue
enough.
available.
Can I speak as somebody who likes to see you living and breathing in a daily life? You're not allowed to play this game.
Forbidden.
I think you should speak as someone who's been playing stuff. What have you been playing over the past week?
Yeah, can you sidle up to the table for that?
What game did we play today?
What do you mean?
That was the most stressful thing I've ever done in my life.
Oh, Space Team! Holy shit! Yeah.
Dennis walks into the room and says, "Give me your phone!" And then he downloads an app and hands it to me and says, "Press go!" I have no idea what the crap I was about to do. And
Which, to be fair, that's kind of the game.
then he just started shouting things at me. And then we had the flipper phones, and then we had to turn them over, and there was a wormhole, and but I was awarded a medal for my heroism.
Yes, you were. How many sectors did we get through?
7.
7 sectors. I don't know if that's good or not. We haven't played it.
I don't.
How many sectors are there?
No.
It has been on my phone for less than 12 hours. I do not know.
Yeah, this was who suggested that on the Facebook?
I can look it up, but I'm too lazy. But it was a really good suggestion. Like even with 2 players, I was really skeptical because I thought
Wait, it comes with more players?
Yeah, I think you can do up to like 4. It's great. So we're talking about Space Team.
Yeah.
If this isn't, I think we've talked about it like once before. I played it like with people from work.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the...
Yeah, I mean, it's Technobabble the game. It's exactly what you see on Star Trek.
It also feels like something that would be at some sort of lame work retreat to teach communication, except somebody was like, "This is boring, let's make them yell at each other instead," and made it go that fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun. Basically, you get a control panel on your phone, and you get an instruction on top for what to do. And what to do may or may not be on your control panel. So you just have to call out, like, hey, flip the phasers. And they're all, like, really complicated scientific-like words.
Which I actually said wrong 80% of the time.
Oh, same here. Yeah, you never say them right, but it's...
Inverse the polarity. It's always inversing the polarity.
But, and then, so it...
But we also boiled coffee at some point, I'm pretty sure.
And sold the stocks. And I'm pretty sure from screenshots, at some point you get to where it's just like symbols. So you're like, foot in water to 4.
Yeah, we didn't make it that far.
Yeah, we didn't get that far, so maybe we didn't do too good. I don't know. But yeah, it's... And I thought, like, okay, so you'll have a real command of what's on your screen versus what's on... Yeah, you just don't, like... I think I screamed to her like, "Sell the stocks 5 times" before I realized it was on my screen. So it was, but it was intense and it was fun and
It made me sweat immediately.
Well, and the interface will work against you too, because like the nameplate on your ship
or they
will fall off,
or they get covered in goo.
Yep.
yeah, I forgot about that.
What when one of our viewers suggests this, I looked up like the Wikipedia, looked up some of the stuff, and one of the insights I really liked from one of the developers is that at no point in the instructions or anything does it say you should shout. It's just
people just do it.
Yeah, it's just the fact, and like it's to the point where like they never intended it to be that way. It was just they started like playtesting it, and people started yelling at each other.
Yeah, there's a name for that. There's an effect though. It even happens in nature when there's multiple people all kind of like vying for attention. Even just like if I was talking to Ben and Dennis was talking to David, we would all slowly one up each other until we were all talking louder than we.
You mean like our podcast?
Yeah, don't we normally do that every week?
Yeah. It's just more apparent now that I can't mix everybody's level individually. Yeah, I literally just knew the word for this, the name for that effect, 2 days ago, and now I feel like a fucking asshole, so I'm sorry.
Oh, that you've forgotten it, not that you know.
Yes. Yeah.
I also feel like he was complaining about the editing he's going to have to do.
No, like this is going to be. Well, I don't have my markers, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh well. But Space Team, it's really fun.
It is fun, even with 2 people.
Yeah.
So wait, and you've also been playing. You want to talk about Jewel Mania?
I can. I've
Your
been playing
addiction?
that for the last 3 years. 2 years.
Jewel Mania. Is this match 3 on iPhone? Okay.
Yes, but
Cool.
it's better if you match 4 or 5, to be clear.
Yes, that's.
I know that you can go pretty far. On my first iPhone, I made it into the 300s, but I've had to restart every time I've gotten a new phone, which is kind of a problem. So I've made it up to 180 on my iPad.
Is this is this a pre-Candy Crush monetization standardization, or is there a
So
post?
I'm a purist in that I will not pay money to play games, which means that levels that I could very easily dominate if I gave them like 50 cents, I would rather do like 20 times until I get the right match of things. But it's kind of, I've never actually played Candy Crush. It's got the 5 levels that, like, you have to get 3 stars, and you can keep your levels, or 2 stars, but if you only pass it with 1 star, or don't pass the level, you lose a life. And there's only 5 lives, and they're time released. So, there was a point in my life where I'm like, my levels are charged at work. I'm like, I'm going to play it at lunch, so that way when I leave work, it'll be recharged. And I've gotten better.
Yeah. You're not habituated to it anymore.
No, but they've done a good job of introducing new challenges. Like, as you get further and further on, there's fire and ice and stone and, like, special... There's, like, snakes and all these kinds of crazy things.
The elemental plane of snakes.
Fire, ice, snake.
Snakes. Why did it have to be
there's
snakes?
also wood and stone. So, yes,
Okay.
the snakes are obviously another...
Oh, yes. wood, fire, snakes, and so on in that fashion.
It's a very...
It's not like the other. It's the wood.
Oh, it sticks, and then it's sticks that move around and bite you.
Yeah, sure.
Snakes, bitey sticks.
Yeah. Violent belts.
But it's solid. It's held my attention for a while. I like puzzle games like that.
Yeah. So you said you haven't played Candy Crush. I've actually heard good things about Candy Crush Soda. But
There can be nothing good said about Candy Crush.
I don't
It's
like
taboo.
playing games that tell me I need to put it on Facebook and have other friends give me lives. Like, that
that's...
also goes back to the Farmville thing. There were people I went to college with that set alarms to harvest strawberries at like 2 a.m. There's a problem with that.
I get Farmville and Candy Crush invites from my former high school social studies teachers.
Ooh,
That's like how you get unfriended.
Yeah, it's like
easy way.
oh, we're silently trying to open a beer, so this one will actually be more quiet than the other one. There you go. I'm just going to.
Can I throw out here, just for titles, since we're on the record,
Okay.
Candy, Bitey belts is pretty awesome.
Wait, is one of the sides of these things a razor? Because I'm pretty sure I cut my thumb open.
No, I mean, one's a knife and one's a saw. But...
Says the person on blood thinners. Not a good joke to make with your wife here.
But
And drinking alcohol, yeah.
other than bitey belts, I was going to talk Candy Crush monetization
belts?
standardization.
That's what he was trying
But
to
Bitey
Bitey belts.
Oh, we're still on the record. Like, that's not an edit. I was actually just drawing attention to the fact that Dennis wanted a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. So
Well, this is actually a very roundabout intervention. We're trying to subtly point out.
We're trying to draw attention to your problem.
Santa Mar. It's really good, actually.
Yeah, I'm happy you like it. It's my favorite beer.
It's excellent.
Yeah. So what's that called? Jewel something?
Jewel Mania.
Jewel Mania. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Neat.
Which
Which
is funny.
is
Dennis,
much better than Jaw Depression.
Dennis had me play, what was it, the Fat Princess
Fat
one?
Princess.
Oh, they're match 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A piece of cake.
So he had me play that because he wanted to get the code, which he subtly was like, look, this is a match 3 game. If you make it to this level, we can get a free code. And then he just made me get the free code instead of playing through it. But every time he played it, he's like, this match 3 sucks. It just makes me want to play Jewel Mania. So he even likes it.
I do like it, when I play match 3. I'm like the Dos Equis guy. I don't always play match 3 games, but when I do.
I don't like. Am I like archaic? Am I a dinosaur for disliking Bejeweled 3?
I don't like puzzle games,
mind.
so.
I wouldn't mind. I liked Bejeweled just fine. I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like there's timed levels and there's puzzle levels, and so sometimes you have to dig a certain amount, and sometimes you just have to go really fast. So
Yeah.
I like that it makes me use different parts of my brain. But Bejeweled is fine.
Yeah.
I think it's just I had to pay money for that, and I'm also cheap and don't like to pay money for games
Yeah.
on my phone.
Whereas for me, I could make 20 sub $5 purchases before I made a single $100 purchase. Yeah. So
Wait a minute.
economics are weird. Yep, it works out. Don't worry.
Okay,
Yeah.
for the same amount. I see what you did there.
If there's some
Says the
$5,
person getting his master's using his fingers to count.
Yeah, I'm a fucking clown. I just write cartoons. Like, how did I do that?
David, where did you get 100 fingers?
Yeah, I guess that's a more salient question.
It's made of Cthulhu.
Have you played anything else, Jen?
I don't think so. Have we played anything else?
Dennis, I will
think
then
so.
throw it to you.
Yeah, I'll go. I fell down a Binding of Isaac hole.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and it is amazing.
It's fairly literal in that.
Yeah, that's very true. So
I think the hole is the name of a level.
yeah, if I have to describe what Binding of Isaac is, you're doing it wrong. So I've been playing Binding of Isaacs.
Was that the Bible game that you started playing?
The Bible game. Yeah.
Yes, this is about religion.
Yes, very much. No, I think my favorite thing so far about the game is, I dabbled in the regular one, so Rebirth is the first time I've really invested a bunch of time into the game. But it's just the crazy combinations you can get. And so my favorite so far was I got Azazel, which is like a laser breath type of guy, who, and then I got controlled tears, which normally if you have a regular shot, it allows you to just move it around the screen. Mm-hmm. With Azazel, it gives you a big circle of lasery death.
Yep. So it was Azazel and then the Ludovico technique, the one that
Yeah, exactly. And it was kick-ass. But then I just, on the perfect timing, unwittingly, stumbled into the unlimited boss rush mode.
Oh, yeah.
After Mom. Mm-hmm. And spent, I had to be almost to the end of it. And when I did it, I had no idea what it was or why I was there, what was happening. And that's the real fun of Binding of Isaac, is there's so much depth, and none of it is explained. Mm-hmm. And so you're kind of just left to yourself to try to puzzle out why this thing happened and all that. So there's, you could play it forever and never quite figure it out without a wiki. Mm-hmm. But I had to have gotten through at least 9 or 10 rounds of boss rush with this character, because I'd gotten basically Azazel, I got the controlled tears, and then I got 3 damage ups on top of that. So it was all damage ups other than those 2 upgrades. Yeah. So it was just I hid in a corner and walked around and killed things. They didn't even need to be on screen during the boss rush. I just kind of waggled my thumbstick. which is a great euphemism for masturbating.
Yes.
Anyway.
Jeez. A little direct there.
Word.
Safe word.
Safe words. I'm just going to write that down as a title. That's come up enough. So you're playing this on your Vita, right?
Yeah, on the Vita, and it's
So it's like when I was playing Super Paper Mario and I kept on trying to do all the boss fights and I made it like 80% of the way through and kept dying.
Yeah, exactly. Only you didn't know you were entering like a boss fight when you started.
The first time, but then I wouldn't progress in the game because I was like, I'm going to beat it, damn it, and then I just stopped playing it because I kept dying.
Yeah. So it's a ton of fun, just to see the crazy combinations you get. I don't know if there's anything in Rebirth that is a complete, like, game-changing departure from the original. It's just more of the good stuff that was there to begin with.
Yeah. The stuff that is, that is actually a fundamental change to the game is, like, really not subtle because it's right there apparent, but the idea that you have rooms that are more than 1 unit wide.
That's true.
Like the long rooms, those tend to be a little bit more difficult, and you have the moving spike blocks that can.
I would disagree with that. I would say that the long rooms are easier because you have more room to maneuver. So every time in Isaac when I've died, it's because I haven't had the space to maneuver that I needed, and so the long rooms are just more space to work with. So I think I'm happy that they're there. And they do have more difficult enemies, but in the long run, especially if you're playing with Azazel, who can go anywhere, it's nice to have that extra space. So that's you're right. That is the big change, but I don't know that makes the game harder. It just makes it different.
Yeah, it's a fundamental change. It's not like a massive change.
Yeah,
you can find the distinction between those two things.
Yeah. But no. So I've had a ton of fun with it, and intend to continue playing it. It's the perfect game for Vita because you can pick it up for a couple minutes at a time. I don't think the original had a continue function.
No.
Okay, this one does, and that's really nice. So that's the biggest addition. But yeah, Isaac is a ton of fun. And then I played. What else have I played? More of a lot of stuff I've played a ton of. There was one other new thing, and I'm forgetting what it was. So I'll come back to it in a second.
Do you want us to just wait?
Everyone just stare. Yeah.
Go make yourself a pot of coffee.
Oh, duh. The Hitman games.
Oh yeah. You've been streaming those, right?
Rather the Hitman games singular. By which I mean Hitman 2, which is the second Hitman, but is the first game in the Hitman trilogy.
I thought that was weird.
Yeah. So apparently the first Hitman was only for PC, and that's why it's that way.
Right.
The Hitman 2 is the first game for PlayStation.
By which we mean the first game for the scrubs.
Of course. But apparently I read the wiki. It established like the formula for how Hitman games should be. Which is all well and good, and I had a lot of fun with it until I got to the level that required me to pick up a bomb. Yeah.
The one where it's like the meeting and the park, or like there's the...
No, the meeting in the park was awesome.
Wait, is that the sniper one?
No, the sniper one was awesome.
Did you ever snipe that guy? Did you ever smuggle the sniper rifle in?
First off, I'm horrible at first-person shooters, so this was tough. And Hitman 2 has an insane amount of waggle, like just, random motion.
Yeah, like you're breathing.
Yeah, like you're
all
breathing.
about that waggle.
I'm all about that. No, it needs
No. Safe word. No.
Safe word is spoonerism.
The safe word is no.
That's the worst safe word.
You're doing it wrong.
But anyway, on the mission, so it's like I want to say it's the second or third mission, where you have to snipe two generals that are meeting after you do the killing of the first general. I killed 2 people with 1 headshot. It was the best thing I've ever done. So I took them both of them out with 1 bullet.
Did anybody witness this?
Yes, it was on Twitch, so it happened. I think a couple of people.
Go back and highlight that shit.
Yeah, I need to.
I think Geolaw was in there, right?
Probably, yeah. That was awesome. Followed by a mission where they tell you in the briefing hey, you use a bomb to get out through the subway. Well, I took the tact of kill everyone on my way in.
As you do.
So the normal way out was just fine, thank you very much. And I had forgotten to pick up the bomb and I didn't know this at the time, the bomb remote. which is a separate item, which is not when you go to like the stash pickup, the cache or whatever you want to call it. It only shows you 3 items at a time. You have to scroll down to see more, but there's no real clear indicator that there's more than 3 items. You just have to scroll and guess. So first off, I went in, kill everyone on my way in, rescue the guy, and the guy's going to follow me out. Except the AI will not get on the elevator to go out the normal way. It demands that I blow a hole in the wall with a bomb to go out through the sewers. So
I demand you rescue me in style.
Yeah. He's like, I was promised sewers?
So it's like Michael Douglas's The Game. Where, like, I paid for this, damn it.
Yeah.
You're going to give me a show. Or will you?
So I'm like, fine. I go back out. And by the way, the cache, is right in the middle of a bunch of guards.
That you didn't kill all of?
I didn't kill those ones because they were on a side path. On the main path, and I killed everyone. They're on this little side outlet. You go up through a sewer. It takes forever to get there. But if you just keep on walking, you pick it up and no one notices. So I go back and I pick up the bomb and I go back to the sewer, place the bomb, and can't detonate it.
And lots of people are watching you do this right now.
Well, God, you're too generous. Yeah, like 1 or 2 at a time.
Yeah. Enough people are watching you do
To
this.
mock you.
The peanut gallery.
Hopefully there'll
is
be
in
more
existence.
in the future, yeah. 1 or 2 awesome people who are totally ahead of their time are watching me do this.
Early adopters.
That's right, I'm the next PewDiePie. Believe it.
Wait, did you P.I. Pie?
PewDiePie?
He's a dude.
Pewdie, whatever.
He's on
Yes.
South Park.
No, I know.
Did you say he's on South
But you
Yeah,
definitely said P.I. Pie.
Okay, yeah. That's probably because I've been drinking. Anyway, so, I place the bomb. I can't explode the bomb because I've left the bomb detonator in the cache that I didn't know was there until I went back. And that's the moment I decided I was done with Hitman 2. Yeah.
To be fair, Hitman 2...
Is awesome.
No, there's definitely some weaknesses in the system.
So I will say it was good enough for me to try the sequel. And video games have that arc where like, well, movies do too. The second movie and the second video game tend to be better than the first.
Yeah.
Because they're able to build on or learn from the first without getting a big head. And
Caddyshack 2, Airplane 2, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Ghostbusters 2.
There we go. That's one that got through. Mass Effect 2, Godfather 2. I know.
Mass Effect 2, Uncharted 2.
Yeah.
I still refuse to acknowledge that Uncharted 3 exists. So I'll try the later games. I played Hitman 2. It was good for what it was
Didn't
for
you
its
play
time.
Uncharted 3 like 5 times?
No, Uncharted 2.
I love that there's a Dennis fact checker on it.
I played Uncharted 3 multiplayer was good, but the story campaign was bad.
Oh, so we played that, right?
Yeah, we did.
That's the one where it's like grab bag, like the Mario Party approach to objective-based gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. Anyway, that's what I've been playing.
I really enjoyed watching, though, the sniper mission was kind of where it got real, because you sort of on the first mission, you snuck a little ways and then just shot everyone.
Yeah, basically.
The sniper one was where it kind of got
one
real.
dude other than my target.
Yeah. I love the, just like early on figuring out the mechanics where like you sneak, you get the guy's clothes, and then you like run out and get killed. It's like, oh no. Running is suspicious.
Which is fair. Like, we don't run in real life because it's socially unacceptable. So.
Right.
Yeah,
So
it
much
draws
more
attention.
efficient.
So much more efficient.
Yeah.
So I want to know, what did you do in the Russia one where they have a meeting in a room? There's
That's
like
that one.
6 people? Mm-hmm. Okay, how did you handle that mission?
First off, I tried to shoot him through the keyhole.
Okay.
It's super cool, and it didn't work. So then I opened the door, but didn't go in the room. Because going in the room alerts them, but opening the door and just standing outside doesn't. Yeah. So I did that. I opened the door, stood outside the room, and put the reticle literally on the person I wanted to shoot's head. And the auto-targeting shot someone else. So then I resorted to walk into the room, scare everyone, and chase down the guy I wanted to kill.
Okay.
So
Silent Assassin.
Wait, wait.
I'm pretty sure Dennis would make a terrible assassin in watching his text.
To be fair, like Hitman Agent 47 is the worst assassin because let's establish here he is a 7 foot tall bald dude with a barcode tattooed to the back of his head. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Sadly.
Who is incredibly pasty white and routinely like infiltrates like Latino gangs and like other things where he couldn't possibly.
Didn't they have barcodes on that girl on that show that was on Fox?
Alias?
No.
You're not narrowing it down, actually.
Oh, Dark Angel?
Yes.
Yeah.
That one. Alias was the spy. Dark Angel was like genetically modified.
Yeah. Sure. Jessica Alba. Yeah.
Also, who assassinates someone with custom handguns? It's like, let's make it real easy for the ballistics people.
Oh, also, you could garrote someone if you could sneak up behind them, but if someone is walking, your sneak mode is slower than their...
That is, when I say that 3 really improved, what I really mean is that your sneak mode is faster than walking.
When you say
That's
3,
literally what I mean.
when you say 3, do you mean Blood Money?
Blood
or do you
Money,
mean Contracts?
yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Blood
thank
Money.
you, because I was going to have to look that up before
Yeah.
I tried the next one.
Yeah. So
Blood Money is the next one, and the one thing they fix.
Contracts is the next one, and
Yeah.
then Blood Money.
Oh, is it?
And then Absolution.
I guess I never played Contracts.
Yeah, Contracts is like an expansion pack for 2, almost. Like it goes back and revisits like some missions around the missions you've already done in 1 and 2.
I like the fact that us all standing around the table has completely disappeared the little recorder. Like, if you guys want to know what it's like when we hang out, this is what it is. Like,
Now, isn't it the one thing I guess I never noticed while I was playing, but watching Dennis I noted, is that in Blood Money and I don't know if in the other ones, it was much more like here you're in a place and just like open world, have fun, like figure it out, explore. Whereas it seemed like in 2, thank you. You knew that was going to be a problem. In 2, it's much more like kind of pseudo-linear. Does that make sense? Where, and it's much more like, oh, you have like 5 minutes to do that. It's a lot less sandboxy.
Absolution felt a little bit more like that too.
Really?
Like a little bit more restricted than Blood Money did.
That's unfortunate.
The thing I liked about Absolution was that they had missions connect together.
Yeah.
So you would
Cool.
You would do like 3 assassination missions back to back, but it would be seamless, and so that was pretty cool. But I mean, with Hitman 2, some of them are kind of you're just dropped in an environment and you have to kill someone. But I mean, you kind of get that in all the games.
Yeah.
See, I guess my favorite things in Blood Money were the ones where it was like, like there's one, one of them was a casino. It was literally like the guys just they're gambling, and you can pretty much do whatever you want. You can go to the other building and snipe him. You can wait till he goes to the bathroom. It's real free for him. There's a wedding in the bayou, and you could like toss people to the alligators.
yeah. He keeps looking at me like I've played it. I haven't played it.
No, you don't poison the cake. You freaking put an explosive in the slice of cake.
You steal a stripper's uniform and then you hide inside of it.
Surprise! Dead.
Where's your hair?
Oh man, the last thought before you die is where's your hair?
That was the sound of him speeding away on his fan, not on his moped.
So is Hitman it?
There's no way to not stop talking about Hitman.
I want to start playing some Jack. So
Actually, one thing quickly. Do you now understand why I always said Hitman is what I wanted Assassin's Creed to be?
Not after playing Hitman's 2, I have a feeling...
Blood Money is, in my opinion,
Give me
kind of
some
the
time,
ideal.
Blood Money's good. Yeah,
it's really
So
good.
the third one or the second one in the trilogy, which is really...
It is the next one you should play.
Blood Money. Okay, alright, let's see.
It's 2 away, but the next one you should play.
Okay,
Yeah.
Blood Money.
Yeah, Blood Money is the one that I'm really excited was in that trilogy pack.
Alright,
Like,
there
I'm
we go.
happy to have that.
Alright.
Yeah. Huh. David, how about you? What you been playing?
Sure. Well, this one's very unfortunately, going to be real quick. I on a Steam sale I bought and beat Gone Home, but literally anything I could say about the game pretty much would be a spoiler. The one thing I will say, and this is very meta, is the big thing, or one of the big things that's kind of interesting to me is some of the not controversy, some of the discussion around was its price point. Mm-hmm. And so that's something that's interesting to see. I have to be honest, I kind of had two feelings. On the one hand, I can see why they charged, a fair amount for it, because there is a ton of detail to the fact that, like, I guess this isn't a spoiler. It takes place in a house, and like any no,
Ben just pulled like a Wicked Witch of the West pose, and he like melted and shit. It's pretty great. You should have seen it.
Like any appliance or light or whatever in the game is like actually plugged into an electrical socket, and like any like food item you pick up, actually, if you turn it around to the back, actually has an ingredients list. So, there's a ton of details they put into it, so I can totally understand why they charge for it. I feel like, though, it's one of these unfortunate things where that is the little something extra that makes a game, art or classic as opposed to just alright. On the other hand, at least personally, that's not something I would be willing to pay $10 for. So
so the entire game is $10?
The game is $15. I paid $5. Okay. And what I'm saying is the difference, I guess what I'd say is it is sort of games as art. And I'd say if you have a art budget, it is definitely worth your money. However, I unfortunately have an entertainment budget, and it is not worth $15 from an entertainment budget standpoint, if that makes sense.
I mean, it's probably a bigger discussion why that's a distinct... Well, like why those two things are distinct, because, I see both art and entertainment as being ephemeral things that impact me in some, substantial way. Like, change the way I think about something, or take me on a ride or an emotional experience.
Yeah, I guess what I more mean is, like, video games to a large degree are my entertainment, and I try to budget for, like, say, 1 or 2 video games a month. So when I'd be gone home in 5 hours. So when I'm playing one game a month, as my entertainment, that doesn't work. On the other hand, like, as my, like, art in terms of, like, I want to read a good book or go to the museum or something like that would definitely be worth in my budget.
Yeah. The way you're stating it actually, like, unlocks a different way to look at this, which is, how do you, establish what the value of a thing is?
Right.
Is it how much value was put into it, or how much value do you derive from it?
Sure,
right?
Sure.
So you
guys are going deep.
Sorry.
Yes,
sometimes that happens.
So if you get 5 hours of playtime out of it and it costs $15, then, so comparing it to like a $60 game, do you feel okay paying $60 for like a 20-hour experience for a game?
Generally,
How much did you play
no.
for your Dragons game?
I paid full price, so $60.
You're talking 60 plus hours based off of how much you were talking.
Yeah.
So
Right.
price per minute.
It's a lot of games.
and so that's my thing. It's like I tend to buy games that have very long gameplay plays. I tend to do a lot of like MMOs and open worlds and stuff like that. Part of that is again just because of my budgeting. So I guess my point is, if you can budget it, this is definitely a game that's worth your time and worth the money. However, if you can't budget it, it unfortunately is a game that you conceivably couldn't budget.
Yeah, but like it sounds like that's another way of saying, like, go into it with your eyes open.
Yes,
knowing
exactly.
what to expect.
Exactly.
I think that anybody who hasn't played it probably knows.
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah.
Well, which isn't to say that what you just said isn't valuable,
Sure,
but
sure.
But just reiterating for everybody in the audience, like, it's a good game. Check it out.
Yeah, it's
especially. on sale and stuff.
Yeah, it seems to be similar to Portal, right? Where it's like everyone's like, good game, but don't expect a full-length game out of it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And as Portal 2 showed, a full-length game out of it probably wouldn't improve it.
What?
Sorry. I think Portal 2 is way too long.
I still have not beaten Portal 2. As I've said, apparently once you get the portal gun, you forget how to open doors.
You don't need to open doors.
I like Portal 2 plenty.
Yeah.
The other thing, I made my decision. I got Far Cry 4.
Cool.
I feel like we need to go a little bit fast, but it's definitely has some really good points into it. The main villain in it is really, really good. Voss from Far Cry 3 was really good. Mm-hmm. I'd say this guy's maybe even better.
Okay.
His name's like Pagan Min, and he sort of, takes definitely a lot of inspiration from Handsome Jack in terms of a lot of his, like, role in the game. It's just kind of to, like, do commentary and talk to you over the radio between missions. But kind of the big conceit with that is he, once you're, the big thing with it is, unlike the previous game, you go into this situation and you're the son of, like, the guy who established the Resistance movie. Yes, you're a movie star. Movement. So you're basically a celebrity. You're, like, a national hero. And so it's a thing where, like, everyone knows you and you don't even know you're famous. Mm-hmm. So it's very much, he basically wants to be your friend, wants you to be on his side. And he sort of just blatantly ignores the fact that you join up with the Resistance and are fighting against him. So it'll just be things where, like, he'll call you up and be, like, asking your opinion on, like, hey, I just noticed, like, we're in the middle of this crazy civil war, but there's these thousands of candles all over the country that get lit every morning. Who do you think it is that lights all these candles? So, like, he literally will just, like, call you up and start talking to you about things. And so it's really, really well done. He's kind of has that sort of obliviousness. The other thing that's funny is you see a lot of his propaganda, and I would almost compare it as it would be like if the Third Street Saints kind of used their MO towards, like, a Kim Jong-il-esque, like, propaganda campaign. Okay. So for example, one of the things he's apparently done is he built a supercomputer in order to beat the country's master at their equivalent of chess. Mm-hmm. So it's just this thing where, like, his dastardly campaign to impress the people was to build a supercomputer so he could hurt their self-esteem by beating them at board games. It's this sort of thing where, like, he is kind of evil, but
He's voiced by Troy Baker, isn't he?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure he's voiced by Troy Baker.
There's no way. That is not fair.
Yeah, what? That Troy Baker got another role?
Troy Baker is the
new Nolan North?
The new Nolan North, yeah. That's unfair.
It's basically he's in the game somewhere. It's just which character is voicing. Yeah.
So the other thing that's kind of cool is you have two faction leaders for the Rebel faction. I don't know the names. There's a male and female faction leader. The female faction leader is a progressive, but is also a pragmatist, whereas the male faction leader is once the traditional Nepalese culture, which unfortunately not exactly real, progressive to terms of, like, views of women and some of these other things. But on the other hand, is the idealist. Yeah. So it creates this really cool dynamic where, like, the feminist lady, wants women have rights, stuff like that. On the other hand, she's completely alright with hey, we need money, so we're going to capture the drug fields and, just start selling drugs to support the thing.
It's a little bit of an inversion of the way it usually goes. And, any narrative, but video game narrative specifically.
Yeah, and it's also kind of cool. I've never had a game before like chew me out and guilt trip me for destroying a drug field instead of monetizing them. But like it part of it is it's really well written to where it really affects you. Like you go and complete that mission, and then she calls you out. It's like, yeah, that's fine, but we now can't afford medicine for the kids, so I hope you're happy.
Yeah. Well, it keeps it interesting, so it's not completely binary.
Right, exactly. So overall, it's really good. Unfortunately, your main character is incredibly poorly written. He basically has no personality whatsoever. I think part of it's, unfortunately, the writing is... every situation he's in, it's basically him kind of being like hesitant and comfortable with the situation. So it's really unfortunate, but kind of that's how it's written. So,
yeah. From what you described, it sounds pretty good. So this might be the next game that I pick up.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Are there improved mechanics from Far Cry 3?
There definitely are. The biggest one I notice is you can now any one-handed secondary gun, so like mostly like pistols, sawed-off shotguns, things like that, can now be shot while driving a vehicle. Which is, a fairly standard mechanic, but it's completely different when you're driving in first person. So it's literally like, you have to take your eyes off the road and like lean over your shoulder and shoot at people that are behind you.
Yeah.
So that's cool because the vehicle you're in actually matters. So like if you're in a pickup truck, it's real easy to look out the rear window and fire over the bed of the truck. But if you're in a cargo van, you can't do that.
Yeah.
The other interesting thing along with that is if you press the thumbstick, you'll actually either whatever road you're on until you reach a fork or wherever you have a waypoint to, you'll automatically follow the road while you can shoot at people.
That's good.
Take note, Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah,
it's really good. They really turn up the auto aim, so when you're doing that, so it's really set up to make that succeed.
Yeah.
So
sounds good.
Cool. Far Cry 4.
Good stuff.
Nice.
Wrap it up, motherfuckers!
Yeah, we're going to be hopping on to stream here. Why don't I just put off mine until next week? How's that sound?
Did you not go?
No,
I thought you went.
No, I was.
Oh, you talked about Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yeah, like with you guys. I would like to have more time to talk about Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds, but I don't want to postpone our delightful streaming event. So, how about this? I'll talk about this at the beginning of next week. Not the very beginning, but like first time next week.
Okay.
That cool? Yeah. Awesome. So, you guys ready to button it up?
Yes.
Oh, it's not your turn.
Oh, sorry. We're all staring at Ben.
Let's zip it up.
Okay, cool. So that was level number 88, I think. Yeah, let's say that. Thank you for putting up with any audio glitches here. We're recording this under different circumstances, but I assure you we've had a great time doing it. We hope that you have had a great time listening. I also hope that everybody has had a fantastic and safe New Year. And we look forward to doing more stuff here in 2015. I don't want to belabor the admin stuff, so you know the usual things. Facebook, iTunes, Twitter. We're going to hit all of our Twitter stuff at the end here. I can be found at Kole Ross. I've been Kole Ross. At Kole Ross. There we go. All right.
I've been Dennis Furia at DFuria.
I can be found at MoneySmith777, but only on Tuesdays.
Jen?
Oh, I'm at JFuria.
Okay.
I'm Ben Merkel at Merkelizer.
And until next time, just stay critical path, Jack.
Johnny.
Safe road.
Damn it.
Safe word. Safe word.
No.
For Johnny.
Critical about Johnny, no. I fucked up.
What you mean you can't just do like in 24 where you run it through the computer and turn completely in compliance?
I can't enhance it.
Just click the enhance button.
I think you of all people would know like resolution, like what that means and what that signifies.